You thought you were getting a tutorial, but it is I!
Say this how I'm coming. Hello again, everyone. We're back again for the second in my series of tutorials for the helmets on Power Rangers Ninja Storm. Today, I'm bringing to you the Yellow Wind Ranger, also known as the Lion Ranger. Let's get straight into it. All right, strap in, folks. This is gonna be a long one. So first off, we're gonna take the templates already traced out onto 10 millimeter EVA foam, and starting with the chin, we're going to bevel those edges according to the pattern, and then come back and put your contact cement on. Here, I'm taking my contact cement and putting glue in the darts of the forehead. And after that, you want to take your heat gun and heat form the mouth section so that it's more of a curved shape to it. Do the same with the forehead, but after making the template, I found that those darts really didn't make a difference. But you're gonna want to heat form the forehead too, so it's more of a square shape that the yellow Lion Ranger is known for. All right, starting with the chin, you want to go ahead and put the mouth section together and then begin to add the side of the head. Really, it's like the cheek area. And then you're going to do the same on the other side. Now, the trick with the mouth is that both pieces are made out of 10 millimeter EVA foam. So what you want to do is put glue on both pieces and sort of glue the mouth guard, I want to say like a midpoint, whatever you can try to parse from that, but don't be too stressed out. Just make sure you push it somewhat inward. Here, I'm just setting up for the later step of the side of the head, and the placeholder I'm using for the visor is just 5 millimeter foam. So now we're just gonna take the sides of the head and matching up the registration marks. Be sure to leave the pointy part open, because that's where the actual back of the helmet will connect to the front. So that last registration mark is not for what we're seeing here. So now just adding in the visor. I suggest making use of a piece of paper so that the foam doesn't get tacked down prematurely, and you'll have to basically rip it out by force. Now we're just wrapping up the front of the helmet. I didn't actually record me putting this part on, but all you're gonna want to do is just put your contact cement on the forehead and the visor, and make sure you use paper again to keep it from gluing down ahead of time. Make sure you have the curve in there, and just work from the outermost edge to the other side in sort of a U shape. All right, now we're going towards the top of the head and the back. Now what I'm cutting out here is a pointy bit. I know real technical name for it, but the pointy bit, it has a V undercut, and a bevel across the top, a bevel across the bottom. There's me just cutting in that V. Next is the top of the head, which has I guess you could say a bevel across the middle line, so it can meet at a point as well. to the top of the head. Good. Make sure it has the shape that you need. And what I like to do is put glue on the larger assembly and then start to glue my smaller pieces. So by the time I come back to the large assembly, it's already tacky and ready to go in because I work dirty and fast. And we just kind of pray that the mistakes aren't catastrophic. Now here's the pointy bit I was referring to earlier. I didn't put glue in the V groove, but if you want it to hold a sharper angle for the back of the head, you can always put glue in that V groove. Okay, now we're moving on to the top. I had so many inappropriate jokes for this part, but I wasn't gonna do y'all like that. So all you want to do is just put that paper there and line up your registration marks, woo wop the bam. No, I'm not from Chicago. I'm from the South, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, we're just gonna put on the top, and you know how I said leave it open earlier? This is why, because that pointy bit is real finicky. So you want to have as much room to maneuver as you get ready to put in the back. I will say the one thing I love about these Ninja Storm helmets, they are very simple to put together. So, if you're not that, well versed in putting together foam templates, this may be the best project for you to start at. So now we're just closing this bad boy up. And again, you can go in any order that you want, but I found it easiest to, work from the front backward. And similar thing we're gonna do here is just start from the bottom edge and then go across the top. Make sure you got your paper in place to keep from any mistakes. And yeah, once you get that closed up, we're gonna put on the details.
Hear that music?
Yeah, I know y'all see it. That boy clean. Now moving on to the adornment. It's sort of that gold piece that you see in all of the pictures. So what you want to do is take your template, cut out the negative space. I mean, you can do it anyway, but what I decided to do is transfer this whole piece to a 5mm piece of craft foam, and all the shapes that are inside I cut out. Here I'm just trying my best to use the paper to trace out where the shapes will be, so when I put the foam on, it'll line up correctly. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it didn't. So I would say just try your best to make the foam stretch and move, because all that really matters is that the outside edge matches up to the actual base of the helmet. Now here we're just cutting out the exact same shapes that I cut out on the paper, doing the same into the craft foam. Just like the blue helmet, there is a 2mm foam detail that just goes around the middle of the adornment piece. Here I'm just gluing it down before I move over to the actual helmet and glue the entire thing down. An alternative to this could also be just using puff paint if you don't want to do that. And now the moment that I have been preparing for and I completely threw out of the window. So I'm just slathering my glue across both pieces. You can kind of see there where I traced out the negative part of the adornment. Just try your best to stretch it over the foam. All right, now we're just bringing back the paper so we can do one side at a time, starting in the middle. And just, here I am following those pin marks that I traced in, not even realizing that the stretch starts here. All right, now you can see here where the adornment lines up with the cheek. Make sure you use your paper again. We're gonna finish up here. And again, for the visor, you can use like a piece of plastic with some tint on the top of it. Yeah, I know y'all see it. So, all right, and now what's a line without teeth? Here you wanna just take 2 pieces of 10mm foam, just some weird triangle dongles. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you have like a Dremel or a sanding drum, you can make them round, and then you just glue them into place right there on the visor. And then that's pretty much it.
Evolutionary process going on.
And that's it for video number 2. Next week we're gonna have the Red Ranger to close out the Wind Ranger series. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out through Etsy, comment section, multiple channels of ways of contacting people. I don't know, send up a carrier pigeon. But if you have any other taste for my various exploits on different projects, all on my socials. If you want to support, you can patron my shop. I have thousands of ways to try and donate to my coffee and things like that. So guys, without you guys, I can't keep this thing running. So I hope to see you again next week, and do what you love.